Testing. Hey all. Live chat. Don't forget live chat. Hey. Okay, 75 seconds is a lot better than 6.5 minutes. Right? You want anti-trackers 6.5 minutes wait? Are you really getting an echo? Okay, good. Thank you, JPs. I see Hector had 2 windows open. It happens. It happens. It's Deep Space 9 Wednesday. Qapla, everyone. And that was an answer to Josh Street, who asked, is it DS9 or game stream? Of course it's DS9. It's Wednesday. It's Deep Space 9 Wednesday. Today we're watching Season 2, Episode 20, The Marquis, Part 1. Next week will be The Marquis, Part 2. And this is the very first time the Marquis were introduced to the Star Trek universe. And I was like, wait, didn't they introduce the Marquis in the Next Generation? No! They introduced the Marquis in Deep Space 9. And then they had Marquis episodes of the Next Generation. And then the Marquis happened in Voyager as well. The Marquis spanned three different series. Deep Space 9, TNG, and Voyager. Which was awesome when you think about it. The shared universe that they had going on there. And I misremembered. I honestly thought TNG introduced the Marquis, but it wasn't TNG. It was DS9. And I apologize for being late. Our friend Alexander was streaming. I was a little late getting ready today because Camille's been sick for a while, but she was feeling better today. But then her son got sick, so we didn't see Camille today. So we were a little behind on the schedule. And then, while that was all going on, I was listening to Nerdrotic, and Nerdrotic started really promoting the video I put out this morning, the sheer effing hubris of Michael Chabon. And Nerdrotic had 2,700 people plus watching, and he gave everybody a link to my video, and he talked about it. He watched the whole video. He was name dropping left and right. Real big thanks to Nerdrotic. I kind of feel bad that I'm streaming at the same time he is, but I have a feeling he'll manage to keep the majority of his audience. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, so I was on Nerdrotic stream for a while. I wasn't sure if he was going to mention Star Trek at all, but sure enough he did. It was just by sheer luck. It was like a 1 in 100 chance that, because I had the sound off because Mama Prey and I were busy away from the keyboard, and I just happened to look at the chat and I saw my name, Berto Prey, highlighted in the chat. So then I rushed over and I put the audio on, and he was talking about the video. I was like, and so that also contributed a little bit to the wait. So we're here now. Welcome everybody. And thank you. No, there's not going to be any Dear Bops today. Today we're just going to be watching Deep Space 9, The Marquis. What the F is the Marquis? Come on, Marquis. How else do you pronounce the Marquis? I'm sure I'm pronouncing it the Marquis. The Marquis is correct. Just because there's an S in it. It's a silent S. Cinnabon Bunny said hello, quite a bit early. Welcome, Cinnabon Bunny. Hector says hi, early. Welcome, Hector. And Cinnabon said, I heard there would be cake. Funny, I don't see any cake. I'm sorry, Cinnabon. The cake was a lie. Actresses. Oh, Mamo Pray's getting some cake or cake substitute. Actress says seems the cake will be served later, says Bird. Cinnabon says size. Actors is at the Marquis part 2 already. Cinnabon says I don't know how much more ranty tracker ranting about Supernova he can take. I'm sorry, Cinnabon. Here, Mamo Pray. She's got apple turnover cake pastry. So if anybody wants it, just stick your hand into the screen and take it. Anybody? She baked it herself. No, she got it from Enterman's, but it's still good. Anybody want? Nobody? It's Sassy's.
No, it's not.
No, she can give it. Oh, you're gonna take it?
Well, Sassy's not giving this one.
Okay, not for Sassy. So I told people I was going to be a little late. Actor says, so you postponed the stream? Yes, I postponed the stream. Yosef says, yeah, sure, just make Yosef suffer. No worries. I'm on a different stream enjoying myself. I'm happy you were, Yosef. Actor says, well, doesn't say anything. No, he says, I'm on a different stream enjoying myself. He says, lol, no worries. I'm on a different stream enjoying myself. That's what Yosef said. Cinnabon says, wow, Bird of Prey kicked Alexander off YouTube. I didn't kick him off. I just wanted to give him a heads up that I was going to start streaming. I didn't want to start streaming behind his back. It's tough. I don't want to say, hey, I'm going to start streaming and like try to bully him to get off. But I also don't want to say, not say anything and then just start streaming. And he's like, oh, why'd Bird of Prey start streaming? He was right here in my chat. So I gave him the heads up. I felt that was the correct thing to do. And I had to start streaming because Mamo Prey isn't going to be able to eat dinner tonight until I finish streaming. So I know you guys don't want Mamo Prey to go hungry. So
I have the apple turnover.
Oh, she's got the apple turnover. Yeah, I didn't want her to go hungry, so I figured I had to start sooner than later. Actor says, son of a bitch. Cinnabon says, and still has the balls to make us wait. Actor says, to be fair, he said 10 minutes. Actor says they can even be Kurogan minutes. Now, Joseph says the wait is over. Yes, the wait is over. JP's, welcome back, JP's. JP says, yay. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Thank you, 47 Yorktown. You remembered that I said, calling me sir, make me feel old. JP says, finally. Then actor said there was still 75 seconds, to which I responded, better than the 6+ minutes Anti-Tricker made us wait this morning. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello on Qapla, just in time for my drive home from work. Very cool, Not Ryan Johnson. Number one Sci-Fi says, hello, Bird of Prey. Tell Mamo Prey that I love you more and more. Thank you, she says.
I love them all.
She loves us all. Also, Yosef or Hector or both, or maybe other people too. The last few weeks, there was a problem with the video going faster on my stream than it was on Netflix. That should be resolved. I did the source I was getting the video from. I compared it to Netflix, and it was about 2 minutes less. Now, it's funny. It wasn't missing any content. It was just sped up slightly. But I went back to my original source that is within 5 seconds or so of the same length of Netflix. So we should be all good when we watch. You shouldn't have any problems with the syncing of of what I'm seeing to what you're watching. JP's wasn't going to do anything else today until he got his Kuroga fix. Oh, very cool, JP's. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. John Street says, hi, Bird, and how is the god of son of a bitch doing today? I woke up at 3 a.m. because I was so annoyed about this article I read yesterday that I think Captain Trek sent to me. Some on Twitter. See, people's Twitter names are different than their YouTube names. So I start to get confused. But he sent it to me, and I was so enraged when I read it last night. I almost did the video last night, but I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. And I woke up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep. I was like, F it. Let me just start this video. I thought it was a terrible video, but apparently it's doing very well. It's the best video I put out in weeks. So, in terms of the numbers and the positive comments. So, it was very, very upsetting. Michael Chabon trying to explain away all the problems, with Picard. Actor says, no, 2 browsers. It happens. It happens. The Multi-Gunman claims first, a little late Multi-Gunman. Rock Solid Productions with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Rock Solid. He wants super chat number 17. Super chat number 17. What's super chat number 17? I don't know. I can give you a half a commercial. Yeah, we'll give you half a commercial. Here's the super chat.
If doing things different is your style, Genesee Cream Ale is your brew. Ever since we got a wood stove, I've got the lowest heating bill around.
Yeah, and the biggest thirst.
Next time that you're thirsty, make Jenny Cream your brew. The taste is something different. It's smoother drinking too.
I like it, 'cause there's nothing like it.
It's different.
Genesee Cream Ale.
It's different. There you go, Rock Solid. I hope you enjoyed that, since I don't have any super chats. Josh Street says, is this the DS9 stream? Yes, this is a DS9 stream. Multi-Gunman is saying, we're all banned. You're all banned. Actor says, DS9, read the title. JP says, Red Shirt Wednesdays. Indeed. Indeed. Josh Street says, Actor Bird was playing the game stream music. Well, actually, this is the music I play for most streams now. Most streams. Actor, if it's not pronounced Marquis, then how do you pronounce it? Multi-Gunman says, did you guys see what happened to Alexander livestream? The very second I came to the stream, he quit the stream. Well, that was probably my fault, Multi-Gunman. Actor says, who are the Marquis? Rock Solid says, who the F are the Marquis? Bird of Prey, are they on the movie house? What? Marquis. How else do you pronounce it? They don't say the S. They don't say Marquis. Maquis. Is there a difference? Marquis, Maquis? You wanted Mario. Now I'm saying Marquis, but that's wrong. You want Maquis, but Mario. Make up your goddamn minds, people. Maquis. Fine. Like Maquis. Okay. Maquis. Now that's exactly what number one sci-fi said. It's Maquis, not Marquis. So you see, I say Mario and they get upset. I say Marquis and they get upset. I say Mario, they get upset. They want me to say Mario. I say Marquis and they get upset. They want me to say Maquis. Joseph Patrick with a $2 super chat, a €2 super chat. Excuse me. Totally not Lauren Drag. It's Maquis. Maquis. M-A-H-K-E-Y. Maquis. The Maquis. Okay, so it wasn't Mar, and it's not Ma. It's Ma. Maquis. I will do my best. I make no promises. Multi-Gunman says, hey, Bird, how's it going? It's going well, Multi-Gunman. We got some good news. Grandma O'Prey is out of the hospital and is in the rehab and is doing well. So I want to thank everybody who sent prayers and well wishes to Grandma O'Prey. This is the best news we could have hoped for, quite frankly. Cousin O'Prey, unfortunately, had his first kidney stone today, but it seemed to have passed in only about 12 hours, which, if you've ever had kidney stones, that's not terrible. So hopefully he is okay. John DeMarco says, hello, everyone. Rock Solid wants Dear Bops. Not today. Actor says, oh, God, we have 2 Maquis episodes to make fun of the Maquis. Multi-Gunman says, Bird, Maquis, WTF, it's Maquis, for fuck's sake, lol. Okay, you see, nobody corrected me on this. Marquis, Maquis. You mahi key. It doesn't really make a difference here. What's the difference? It's an M and a K key. Okay, it's like Key West and Coco Key, whatever keys in Florida. This is just another island. Carlos says hi. I hope everyone is well and thank you, Carlo. Life with Matthew. Qapla Bird of Prey 5 and all Qapla Life with Matthew. Josh Street says Bird of Prey. They had the rebellion colonies along the Cardi border in TNG, but they named them in DS9. That makes some more sense. And Hector puts remember to set chat to live chat and like and subscribe. Thank you, Hector. JP says don't matter, Bird of Prey. You're better than Nerdrotic. Well, JP's. I think Nerdrotic is a very great YouTuber. Certainly one of my favorites. I would be happy to be as good as him or even close to. But thank you, JP's. Carlos says Bird of Prey rushed over. Thank you, Carlo. Rock Solid says Maquis. Okay, Maquis. The Multi-Gunman says you mispronounced Maquis. Unsubbing. I'm also filing on an official complaint to the International Nerd Commission. You'll probably have your nerd status pulled. You know, Multi-Gunman, not a week goes by that somebody doesn't try to pull my nerd cred because I don't know how to say Mario or I say Marquis or I don't know, more than 3 movies of Star Wars. And I don't watch Doctor Who. I apologize for nothing. Roxanne says there is no R. First he says there is an R, then he says there isn't an R. Carlos says Sunday. I can neither confirm nor deny that Sunday is secret spam day. Roxanne says, how the hell did you make fun of Lore saying shields when you pronounce so much? I never made fun of Lore saying shields. Okay? Because I know Lore's pain. I was not one making fun of him saying shields. Okay? That was not me. I made fun of other things. Body hair, his cat. For whatever reason, he's so picky about editing, but he seems to not care at all about keeping the aspect ratio correct when he puts in videos. I make fun of a lot of things, but never his pronunciations. Josh Street says death to Kuroga for lying about the cake. I never talked about the cake. I don't know who made up that lie, but we had cake anyway. JP's cake, and Carlos says thanks to Mama Prey. JP says scratch and sniff. It's the rest is mine, and the rest of it is mine. Cinnabon says, thanks, Mama Prey. Yeah, Mama Prey is happy. Hopes you enjoy it. Joseph says, good to hear your video got traction from Nerdrotic. I am not his biggest fan, but I'm happy for you. I could argue about your opinions, but they are like a-holes. Everyone has one, and they smell. Yes, and I saw you commented in the video, Joseph, and I liked your comment. I appreciate the differing opinion. Of course, you're always welcome to comment. We don't always have to agree. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movie says, Qapla, Mr. Lundell. Welcome. And where are we? Multi-Gunman says, confirmed. Bird kicked Alexander off his live stream. He's a bully. I'm not a bully. Ryan Johnson says, dropped out of Nerdrotic stream when he said Anti-Trekker had a bad take on Star Trek. Just because his opinion is different doesn't make it a bad take. No. I wouldn't say it was a bad take. I would say it was mistaken. The Multi-Gunman says confirmed. Bird makes his mom go hungry. No. You see, the whole reason I'm streaming earlier than I need it could have been is to make sure she doesn't go hungry. Actor says that's very SJW. Josh Reed says Sunday, watch Bird of Prey eat 500 pounds of Beagle Bites. It is only $99.99 on pay-per-view for one day only. Make sure you watch the Krogan dictator eat in front of the Krogan orphans. That's not happening. Mostly because of Beagle Bites. Yes, Mo, right.
You should start streaming.
Oh.
Because sometimes, after listening
but then you lose your dinner. Yeah, you guys are making Mama Pray lose her appetite. Alexander's in the house. Says hi. Welcome, Alexander. Newly wrenched Alexander. Great stream today. I just wanted to see more of your sexy French Canadian clients. Rambling Canuck says hello, Bird of Prey. 5 and all. Welcome, Rambling Canuck. The multi-gunman says Bird of Prey. I'm only joking and teasing in a friendly way. I hope you don't take seriously. Does it look like I take anything seriously, multi-gunman? I do not take it seriously. Feel free. Actor says Bird is the Federation. Alexander is the Maquis. We'll see. Alexander says Bird of Prey. Thank you. You have to thank you. You have come to my live stream. You are welcome, Alexander. Multi-gunman says Alexander, how's it going? Missed your live stream today. Signed in just as you were leaving. And then Rock Solid put in his super chat. Josh Street says Super Chat 17 is you singing SJW Girls. I don't even know. Is that a song? Carlos says, are we a half hour behind yet? I hope not. 5:21. We're 10 minutes. 10 minutes behind. Rock Solid says bullcrap. Where's hooker client confidentiality? You're on the wrong stream, Rock Solid. You call up Anti-Trekker and you can get hooker client confidentiality. Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird of Prey. I'm worried that Seth MacFarlane will get tracked and can cancel Disco Head Section 31. Daniel's Hot Topics. Seth MacFarlane doesn't have the money. NBC does not have the money to buy Star Trek. So don't worry about it. I know we disagree. I think Star Trek would be better under Seth MacFarlane personally. But I'm very sure, unfortunately, for me, that it's not going to happen. Unless CBS loses Star Trek in like some ridiculous lawsuit or something. There's no possible way that they would just give or sell Star Trek to NBC. NBC simply doesn't have the money. It's worth too much. Unless CBS physically goes bankrupt and NBC can buy it out of bankruptcy, Star Trek is never leaving CBS. Actor says Carlo, only 10. Shronmore says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mama Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Shronmore. Yes, only 10 minutes behind. Multi-Gunman says, Alexander, thanks. John DeMongo says, if Seth canceled Disco in Section 31, that would be a relief. Rocks out says, Maquis, no bloody R. Yosef Super Chat, thank you again. JP says, Monkey. Now, you're going to confuse me. Actor says, Mario has an R. Sure. Shromore says, greetings to Sassy, chaser of Endorians, eater of Packlets, stalker of Klingons, defiler of Vulcans, and scourge of Cardassia. Scourge of Cardassia. John DeMarco says, yes, because Mario actually has an R in it. Maquis does not. Logic. Flawless logic. Rock Solid says, it's like people who say, on 3 instead of Omeri. What? Ori instead of ornery? I have no idea what that word is. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, Maquis is a French word. I knew that. Multi-Government says, Bird of Prey, Mamo Prey for Mom of the Year 2020. Mamo Prey for Mom of the Year every year since 1978. JP says, ugh, yeah, kidney stones. Not feel bad for the kid. He's 20-something years old now. He's probably close to 30 now that I think about it. The Multi-Gunman says, Bird of Prey, I'm glad to hear Grandma O'Prey is better. Yes, so was I. Thank you. Mike Richards says, 3 cheers for Grandma O'Prey. Yes. Yes, 3 Qaplas for Grandma O'Prey. Qapla! And I'll assume 2 of you did it as well. Carlo Albany says, wow, I feel like the only person without a wrench in a position of power. Carlo, you've been coming here long enough, man. Here you go. Here you go. Here's your wrench. Here you wrench. Mike Richards, you too. You too. You guys have been coming here for a long time. Welcome to the Wrench Club. JP's, you're still a little new. JP's is nothing worse than pissing out the crystalline entity. Yeah, it's tough. Ms. Lundell says Marquis are actually resistance fighters during World War II in France. Sci-fi, number one sci-fi is Bird of Prey. Have you rewatched Balance of Terror to notice around that Spock set off on the science station? No, I haven't rewatched it. Number one sci-fi. I don't have the time. I will get to it at some point. I'm just saying that I remember the scene, and I know they were pretending to be quiet, but I just don't know that it was necessarily the sound that was the issue, more so than, say, the power being given off by the device. I'm sure it looked like sound. I'm just saying, do we know for sure it was sound? Did he say we need to be quiet? And that's what I don't remember. So I will look at that at some point. But I believe you. I just remember it differently. Roxodds' Bird of Prey has nerd cred. I call bullshit. Yeah, well, a lot of people do. John DeMarco says every day is Secret Spam Day in Kuroga. Alexander says Bird of Prey Marquis is a French word. You say it Maquis. Thank you, Alexander. Joseph says you are criminally undersubscribed. Bird of Prey 5. And now I lost my place. Criminally undersubscribed, Bird of Prey 5. You are better and funnier than most YouTubers I am subscribed to. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Joseph. I greatly appreciate that. Multi-Gunman says confirm Bird makes fun of Lore Reloaded. He's a bully. I'm not a bully. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, says first. Qapla, Mr. Miles. Mr. Miles, I know you've put in hours and hours, untold hours, perhaps days of editing videos, and God knows what else you do for Anti-Trekker. But you outdid yourself on that bridge scene. That bridge scene that Anti-Trekker uses for his green screen is the most immaculate, well done bridge I've ever seen used in a YouTube video. I tried to animate one once, and let me tell you, it was not nearly as easy as I thought it would be. So I have some appreciation for the amount of work you put into that, and I'm sure it's even more than I think than it was. So well done, Mr. Miles. I have to, hats off to you. If you ever feel like doing, doing your magic on a Klingon bridge, something like this, let me know. But yeah, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. John DeMarco says, hey, Bird, did anyone ever tell you Marquis doesn't have an R? I might have heard that. Mike Richards says, rock solid bird shit. No, it's not bird shit. Daniel's Hot Topic says, Bird of Prey, have you seen Brad Pitt, Anti-Trekker today? Well, yes, Anti-Trekker streamed at about noon Eastern, so I was at his stream. Mr. Miles says, I'm going to go be quiet. I'm editing and wanted some background noise. Well, I hope you heard what I said, Mr. Miles. Agnes says, Bird of Prey, by the time you read this, if you haven't started the review already, you should. Yes, I know I should. Okay, so I'm just reading the app Bird of Prey 5, and then we're going to start the stream. Alexander says, Multi-Gunman, Bird of Prey 5, and Lore singing duo. Not going to happen. Roxanne says, I commented on Bird of Prey's videos today, and he didn't like it. Are you sure? I liked everybody's except like 2 people. One of them being Captain Redneck, and only because Captain Redneck specifically told me to stop liking everybody's comments. So I didn't like it, although I wanted to. If I haven't liked it, I probably just haven't liked it yet, rock solid. My apologies. Shrumore says, Sassy, remember you gave away her jerky, Bird of Prey. Sassy doesn't forgive or forget. No, she forgives. Captain Cat says, hey, Bird of Prey, and we didn't give away her jerky. Roxanne, but can NBC buy Star Trek? No, I don't think they can. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, something again happened this week I'll write about in Dear Bop. Okay, Alexander. JP says, Bird of Prey, Seth MacFarlane in Star Trek would be goddamn hilarious. It would be, but it's, like, really unlikely to happen. Like, not like in, like, Trump winning a 2nd term, but like Trump winning a 3rd and 4th term. Unlikely to happen. That's how unlikely I would put it, in politics size. And yes, you say, but he can't run a 3rd. You're right, he can't. and hence why I think it's that unlikely. Carlos's Bird of Prey, you and Anti-Trigger seem to be the main YouTubers. So glad to get to know you both. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for Sunday. Shh. Don't thank me yet. Don't thank me till it happens. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, don't underestimate Disney when there's time to buy something. Okay, but Disney wasn't the question. Disney could buy Star Trek, but Disney doesn't, it's not, Seth MacFarlane hates Disney. Okay, Seth MacFarlane got out of Fox because Disney bought Fox. Seth MacFarlane is the antithesis to Disney. I'm not saying Disney could buy Star Trek. It's within the realm of possibility. I don't think NBC buying Star Trek is within the realm of possibility. John Street says, remember when Bird starts his episode, if you want him to read your comments, use that Bird of Prey 5. If you say Bird of Prey 5 times fast in front of your computer, Sassy will show up with Mama Prey's home cooking. Number 1 sci-fi Bird of Prey, new virus in Brazil. The virus has been named Yara virus in honor of Brazilian mythological figure known as Lara. Interesting. Daniel's Hot Topic says, Bird of Prey, my friend Sideburn Sarah versus Lore Reloaded. Who do you think would win in the fight? I have no idea who Sideburn Sarah is, so I would have to give it to Lore. Daniel's Hot Topic says, Malto Joe Iju. Okay. Ozzy says, hello, Bird of Prey. Hope all is well. Qapla Ozzy. Multicom says, Bird of Prey, I like your Star Trek red shirt. It's very nice. Thank you. Ms. Miles says, Bird of Prey, you've never heard the word onry? It means like you're getting into trouble doing something you shouldn't. Maybe I just can't pronounce it, so I don't think I've heard it. Onery? Onery? Honory? Ornery. No, I've never heard that word. Okay, Mom will pray has heard of it, but I have not. Ornery. Learned something. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, the revolutionary proletariat celebrates the healing of Granny O'Prey. Thank you, Alexander. Carlos says, Bird of Prey, thank you for the wrench, but I must turn it down because I listen to you at work with my phone in my pocket, and I don't want to ban somebody. Okay, Carlo. Understood. The wrench is removed. No problem. Understood. Anytime you want it again, just let me know. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, I hope from the bottom of the heart that Disney will never buy DC Comics. That would be a catastrophe. Probably would. Mr. Miles' Bird of Prey. Thank you about the bridge. You are welcome. You are welcome. Mr. Miles' Bird of Prey, the bridge took me about 6 hours in total. I'm sure I could make you one for a Klingon bridge. Just send me the one you want animated. Oh, Mr. Miles, thank you so much. I will try to double check which one I want so we're sure. But it's obviously no rush. Thank you so much. JP says Supernova. Yes, Supernova. Rock Solid says Bird of Prey. I told you you'd use that MFer, but you censored yourself with the a-hole. I did it at 8 a.m. I did. I told you that you used MFer, but you censored yourself with a-hole? What? Rock Solid, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Zabe says, Bird of Prey, hello world and death to Karoga. Zabe. Come on, Zabe. Alexander said, Bird of Prey, I heard about the Captain Redneck virus. No, it does not. Aberjam says it's pronounced ornery. Thank you. Number 1 sci-fi Bird of Prey, it's okay. I say Warshire instead of washer. Oh, Warsher instead of washer. Warsher instead of washer. Gotcha. Carlos says, Bird of Prey, thanks again. No, you are welcome, Carlo. Daniel says, Bird of Prey, the Sonic movie looks weird. They should have just did a new Dragon Ball Z movie instead. Well, I would never watch a Dragon Ball Z movie. There's like a 5% chance, maybe a 10% chance I would watch the Sonic movie. Thomas Bot says, Supernova. Say it correctly, Bird. And Aberjam says, McClunky. Free Aberjam. Washer, I hardly knew her. Okay. Time to start the episode because this is going to be. We're already going a long time on comments, which I love. And wow, 33 people here. Good amount of people for a Deep Space Nine stream. So, for those who have never been here before, here's what we do. If you have your own copy of Deep Space Nine, get it ready. We're doing episode 20 of season 2, the Maquis, part 1. You can watch it on Netflix, you can watch it on Hulu, you can watch it on Amazon Prime, you can watch it on CBS All Access, whatever you have, your own copy on DVD, whatever it is. If you don't have your own copy or you're just too lazy to get it, and you want to watch the same copy I'm watching at the same time I watch it, this is only available while I'm live. It doesn't come back. If you come to this tomorrow, the next day, even 2 hours from now, it will not exist. But if you're here now and live and you want to watch it live as I do, go to right now, open a new tab in your web browser or on your device, whatever, and go to www.birdoprey5.com or follow the link that's in the description to go to birdoprey5.com. And on birdoprey5.com, if you scroll down, there's a link to the BOP5 screening room. If you click that link, that will bring you to a page that will let you, when I hit play, it will play for you. If I ever had to pause it, it would pause for you. You will watch the same copy I'm watching as if you were here in my living room with me, and you can watch along there. Just keep the YouTube window open so you can hear me commenting, although the comments will be probably about 10 seconds behind the video because of the YouTube delay. And finally, if you don't want to do any of that, in the bottom right corner where there's a black square right now, there will be screenshots every 5 seconds or so you can follow along where we are in the episode. If you've seen the episode before, you will know what I'm talking about and whatnot. And yes, if you need me to read a comment after I've started, use @BirdoPrey5, and I will do my best to get to it. Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird of Prey. Would you direct a Star Trek movie? I would be very hard to direct a Star Trek movie in my present condition, Daniel, but I would certainly lend my experience to helping write it, to checking the script, to making sure it fits within canon. I would do my best to be involved in it. I would give my time, probably even freely, to do much of that stuff. But physically direct it, it would be, I would have too much respect for it to try to direct it from my hospital bed many, many hundreds of miles from where it's being actually shot. But I would do whatever I could to help the show or the movie. I would love to. Sorry about that. Okay. So, we've got that, we've got that, we've got this. Okay. So, I have to mute the sound coming from the computer to you guys. So, I'm going to count down from 5 seconds, and then we will hit play. So, hit play. I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and after I hit 1, you hit play. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And there we go. It opens up on this strange alien ship. Docked at the station. We got some Cardassians coming out, carrying some, I don't know, nonsense. And we're panning backwards to the ship, and we see Starfleet guy. I don't think we've seen him before, and he is he's doing something he shouldn't be doing. Oh, have we seen Eddington yet? Oh man, I think this is the first time we see him. So Cardassian is asking permission to depart. So they're basically playing air traffic control. So Kira is asking if Dax wants to do dinner tonight, and Dax says that she's got plans with and Kira says, the Dalamite, you're going out with him? And this is the one where Dax says it's not his fault that they have transparent skulls. And Dax says, Kira puts too much emphasis. Yeah, too much emphasis on how people look. And Kira's like, what does that mean? And Dax says, nothing. And Kira says, well, when I kiss a man goodnight, I want to know where I'm kissing him. And Dax says, well, it's maybe given 7 lifetimes of experience just gives me more perspective. And Kira's like, oh, so I only have 1 lifetime? And she's like, I'm not the one who dates Ferengis. And Dax like, what is that supposed to mean? And Kira's like, nothing. And now she's telling the Bachnor to shut down its engines. And too late, the Bachnor explodes like directly above the station, directly above Ops. And there was no damage to the station. And there's nothing left. There's nobody left to rescue. Kira's like devastated, even though they were Cardassians. What the hell does she care? But, damn carnies. And we start the episode, and we have our lovely Deep Space Nine intro music. Let's see, where are we? Shrownmore says, Bird of Prey, would you have let Spock turn emo, though? I didn't have a problem with Spock in Discovery, except where he interacted with Michael Burnham. Those were the problems. And of course, the short track, where he sang show tunes. But to be honest, Spock's appearance in Discovery Season 2, for the most part, except for the very end where Michael Burnham tells him, oh, seek out somebody who's your opposite, bullcrap that was supposed to be about him finding Kirk. Aside from that last episode, I kind of liked Spock. Ethan Peck did a decent Spock. I didn't think he'd be able to pull it off, but it was one of the things I was wrong about. I admit it. Ethan Peck, didn't hate him as Spock. Would have preferred Zachary Quinto, but I could live with Ethan Peck. Number one Sci-Fi says it is Eddington. It did look like Eddington. So this is where we meet Eddington. Zabe says, this is cool. I don't even have to watch the episode. Bird of Prey reads it to me. Well, I try to get out of that habit, Zabe, but I feel like if I'm not constantly talking, I'll fall asleep. And that's exactly what happened during the Airplane 2 stream last Sunday. Carlos says, how long are we going to let Bird of Prey sleep this stream? Don't let me sleep. The Maquis, Part 1. So O'Brien says nothing's unusual. Kira says maybe it was a malfunction. O'Brien's like, it's too soon to be sure. So Cisco says there's no sign. Cisco's asking what's going on. O'Brien says there's no sign of an explosive device. So Cisco's like, I got to talk to these Cardassians. Can I tell them it looks like an accident? And O'Brien says, I wouldn't do that yet either. So the provisional government disavowed any responsibility. Kira says maybe it was an accident. And Odo says an accident involving a Cardassian ship in Bajoran space. Uh-oh. Now O'Brien is picking up Varcassium compound. Dax says there shouldn't have been any Varcassium on that ship. So Odo doesn't know what Varcassium is. It's a synthetic composite used in field generator construction. Uh-oh. Dax says, you're not going to find any evidence of an explosive. wasn't an explosive device. It was an implosive device. Duh! It was implosive. So Dax figured it out. Dax figured it out. It's implosive, not explosive. A protomatter device, an implosive protomatter device. So, Cisco's asking if he can prove that's what it was. Now Brian's like, we need a higher resolution spectrum of whatever. So, we get another Starfleet guy here. Calc. He wishes it didn't take a disaster to bring them back together. And Dax says, hi, Calvin. And Calvin, doesn't know who the hell that is. And Cisco says, it's Jadzia Dax. He's like, Dax! Yeah, so he knew Curzon. And Chief of Security, Odo. So he's in charge of the colony's securities and did he say the neutral zone? Dan23 says Eddington was not until episode 1 of season 3. You know, he looked like Eddington, but he wasn't quite Eddington. So Calvin's saying that Dax knows more about him than any woman ever has. Even more than his wife. So he's like, she's not Curzon. And then Calvin's like, you two aren't, And he's like, no. And they start laughing. He's like, that would be extremely strange. So he's asking how Jake is. He's tall as ever. They're still playing baseball. Now it gets serious. Demilitarized zone. Thank you. He said it must have been difficult. At least he didn't have a child to raise by himself. So it's like this guy lost his wife too. Gretchen. Gretchen died. There was just no way to get back. Poor Gretchen. So Calvin was hoping when he got sent to colonies he'd have some R&R time with Cisco. Now he's saying the Federation abandoned these colonies. Why would you send a Starfleet officer to help them function under the Cardassians? And Cisco's like, I thought these people wanted to stay. He's like, they invested their lives here. They can't leave. Several Cardassian colonies were staying on the Federation side, so it seemed like a reasonable compromise. Well, why not just give the Cardassians their colonies and let the Federation keep their colonies? That would seem like the best compromise. This guy says, well, it was just to get Cardassians on our side of the border. They know we'll protect them. They're not going to. They're pleased by what happened to the treaty. They're not going to risk what they got by sending forces into the zone. He said he'd be concerned about security along the Bajoran border. He says, well, Ben, you know they never let you see what you expect to see. Carlos's Bird Parade, can we see part 2 today, please? I'm sorry, Carlos, it's just not going to happen. Dan23 says Michael Eddington was not until episode 1 of season 3. Thank you. Josh reaches Bird of Prey said the demilitarized zone. Thank you. Shromor says Thomas Potts, Bird of Prey, the God Emperor, has told the people that many of the citizens will die for his amusement, but that is a sacrifice he is willing to make. You people. Okay, so we see Quark counting his strips of gold-pressed latinum. Oh. And we have a woman who looks Vulcan saying, he's saying, well, you have a warrant? He's like, I don't have a warrant. He says, you are counting his receipts. It's logical to conclude you are the proprietor of the establishment. She's hoping to do a business arrangement. She says his past is of no consequence. Nothing would please Quark more than to make a fresh start with the Vulcans. Ms. Sakuna. Such a handsome woman. You don't say that to a woman. Oh, Vulcan port. He blows it off. 3 centuries old. And he says, do you want me to pour you a glass? She says, no, I'm not thirsty, so I see no reason to have a drink. It's a private matter. She doesn't want to discuss it here. He said, then we can discuss it over dinner. That is, we can plan it over when you think you will be hungry. And she says, that is acceptable. And he says, and I'd love to melt that cold Vulcan heart of hers. And he spits it out. Or he doesn't spit it out. He goes, bleh. And so this lady drops something, and the guy who looks like Eddington but isn't Eddington drops down, and he gets a hyper spray to the neck and gets dragged away. See, guys, never drop down to pick something up from a lady. Somebody will probably drag you away. Oh, Gul Dukat's in this episode. Oh. So, it's in Cisco's quarters. Cisco's asking where Jake is, and he thinks Dukat did something to Jake. He said, no, I don't have no idea where your son is. He says, don't do anything hastily. We have to talk in private. He gives Major Kira the responsibility of finding Jake. So Dukat was an unregistered passenger. He slipped in through a cargo bay. And says, I was the commander of the station. I know what I'm doing. Captain Cat with a $2 super chat says, Hail Turdistan. That's the wrong country, Captain Cat. We hail Kuroga here. And Ryo Stew says, Hail everyone. Qapla Ryo Stew. Welcome to the stream. It's good seeing some new names. So they found Jake. He's okay. So Dukat says, look, safe and sound. Cisco finally calmed down a little. And Dukat says, you have a problem. Central Command has no idea Dukat's there. He's there unofficially to find the truth. And he says, why would you want to help me? And Dukat says, because I already know the truth. Thomas is Bird of Prey. This episode would go so differently if they had to defy it. Probably would. So Ducat says, I know you're an honorable man to Commander Sisko, but there are people willing to put implosive devices on ships. And Ducat says it's his job to convince Sisko what's going on so he can clean up his own house. He says, we'll need one of the runabouts. They're going to the Volon colonies. Sisko says, the demilitarized zone. And Ducat says, not so demilitarized, I'm afraid. Yeah, this would be nice to take the Defiant out, cloaked. So Ducat is like, his controls are not illuminated. And he says, isn't it customary for both controls to be active in case of an emergency? And Sisko's like, I'm not going to give you our secrets. And Ducat says, he's not going to steal any of the secrets. And apparently, I never heard this before. I mean, I guess I did because I've seen this episode like 18 times, but I never registered that Sisko said that Cardassians are famous for their photographic memories. Captain Cat says, Bird of Prey, oops, I typed the wrong country, my bad. No problem, Captain Cat. Stromware says, Captain Cat, don't fall for Turtistani false promises. They are keeping Aberjam in a cell and telling him it's Karoga. The God Emperor Bird of Prey is planning a rescue for his poor soul. Yes. And Edward is Bird of Prey in Enterprise. They may said Vulcans don't consume alcohol. Well, to be fair, this woman did not well, wait. Okay, I'll grant you Spock is only half Vulcan. But Spock certainly consumed Romulan ale in Star Trek VI. Everybody did. So I don't know where that comes from. That if they said it in Enterprise, I would say they were just wrong. Or T'Pol was just lying. So anyway, they're flying, and they found that there's actually Cardassian ships flying around with weapons. And Ducat said, that's impossible. He's like, I assure you we would not violate the treaty. And now Ducat is as curious as Sisko is. So something weird is going on. They look like shuttlecraft. He says, Cardassian shuttles? He says they have to be from Cardassian colonies in the demilitarized zone. Just hail them. Just open a channel to the pilots. So Gul Dukat is contacting the Cardassians directly. Says, please respond. He's telling him again, this is Gul Dukat, security identification. I order you to immediately disengage. Nope. They're still 2 minutes away. Sisko says, hail him again. Gul Dukat hails him again. He says, I don't know who you are, you're going to pay for this, or I will personally fire the photons that will destroy you. And he tells Sisko to arm photon torpedoes. And Sisko tells him where the controls are. He says, I already know about the controls. I knew all about them before we came on. So now they're being chased by a Federation signature. But he's never seen a ship configuration. Looks like somebody's modified an old support carrier. Cisco's hailing them. They're not responding. And I was like, what type of civilian vessel would have photon torpedoes? So Ducat says it's something from one of your colonies. And now the Federation ship just took out 2 of the Cardassian shuttles. So he says, now you see, without any help from either of us, these people decided to start their own little war out here. And this is when we first see what the Marquis are all about. Although, to be fair, the Cardassians are involved too. So now Quark is at his dinner date with the Vulcan. He's doing multi-course dinner. He thinks he's going to actually... Does he think he's actually going to win over a Vulcan? She says, do you eat like this every night? And he's like, no, it's a special occasion. Dancing into the wee hours. She will attempt to respect some of his cultural idiosyncrasies. She will drink the wine, but she will not dance. He says, maybe you'll change your mind after you drink the wine. She says, no, I will not. Number 1 sci-fi says it's Maquis, not Mar. You see, I told you I wasn't promising anything. When I'm talking fast, it's going to go back to Marquis. Maquis, fine, Maquis. Rule of Acquisition 214. Never start negotiations on an empty stomach. Carlos, 285 rules, really. Carlos says Vulcans don't lie until they do. Exactly. She says, commendable. She says, yeah, and Quark says it's logical to create a code for business transactions. So there's a Vulcan Bill of Rights. Very similar, apparently. He's proposing a toast. Number 1 sci-fi says Vulcan imply, not lie. Sometimes they exaggerate. He's always had the greatest respect for Vulcans. You're a noble people. And he salutes her. Roofied. She drank it all in one gulp. So Quark asks, what type of business proposition does she have? And she's like, I want to procure weapons. And Quark starts coughing. She wants phasers, torpedoes, cobalt devices. And Quark is like coughing. And she's like, she has a very extensive list of weapons. And Quark's like, you're not like other Vulcans, are you? She's like, and there'd be more business in the future. Number 1 sci-fi says, so like you, Berta Perret, you're saying Vulcans exaggerate now. I'm saying Vulcans can exaggerate. So apparently Cisco and Ducat walked in unplanned on the counterpart Gully Vec, who's the counterpart from the Cardassian colonies with Calvin, and says, yeah, none of the ships would respond to hails. Even the Cardassian pilots refused. And he said it was a strange voice from a Federation runabout. And the guy's like, obviously they had their hands full. Do you deny the Federation is engaging in organized terroristic activity? And Sisko says the Federation does not conduct secret wars. And he says, why do Federation ships have torpedoes? And he's like, well, why do your ships have phasers? He says, because we have a right to defend ourselves. Oh. They have the confession of a Federation terrorist for the Bach Nor, a 43-year-old male human. Borgen. They want to know what he did with him. Married, wife's name Louise, 2 female children. He was quite cooperative once he was apprehended on Deep Space Nine. So he hands the chip over to his friend and it plays. My name is William Samuels. I'm being held for crimes against the Cardassian people. I've been well treated. There are 4 lights! He's confessed about the anti-Cardassian force organized by Federation colonists. He regrets participating in this arbitrary attack. Dan 23 says, Bird of Prey. On Voyager, Tuvok said Vulcans don't dance, and he refused to dance. Springtime says, Bird of Prey, just admit you're behind the conspiracy. What conspiracy? No conspiracy. Thomas Potts says, Bird of Prey, so someone was taken on DS9 without Odo's knowledge. Yeah, I find it a little hard to believe, too. But apparently these guys were really good at their job. So they bring the guy in and he's dead because he committed suicide in his cell. He got Epsteined. The guy got Epsteined. And the other human jumps across the table to fight the Cardassian. He says, the lady says, we can't let him get away with this. He says, we'll talk later. And they're like, get him out of here. Put him in the Soylent machine. Carlos says, did O'Brien ever get his tooth back off the cart? That's a good question. Springtime is Bird of Prey. Everyone knows that Kuroga is an evil and sinful place. That couldn't be further from the truth. So this guy knew him. He raised 2 children on that land. He farmed that land for 20 years. And the Federation gave his land away. Oh, Sis O'Prey is a question. Every Federation colonist knows you don't go out alone at night. Can you imagine living under those conditions? The Cardassian authorities were part of a mob that stoned 2 colonists on the streets. The Cardassian High Command. Oh, I have to do something for Sis O'Prey. So, Sisko is saying that there were some Euridians were doing something. They were selling the weapons to someone else. And that was actually in an episode. The cargo holds of the bot Nor were empty. They could have forced them to make a false confession. They don't know. Sisko's like, Ducat wouldn't have brought him here unless he could prove it. And Calvin is like, or Calvin, whatever his name is, he's like, maybe he did do it. I don't know. Okay, that should be it for Sisko Gray. Okay, so Sisko wants to know, are these colonists actually organizing something? He says, between you and me, they have every right to defend themselves. He says they left him no other choice. Sisko is not happy. Actress is Bird of Prey. The Federation was irresponsible with the Maquis, or corrupt. Well, clearly there were sympathizers. I don't know if you would say responsible. Responsible is a big word. Number one sci-fi says, Bird of Prey, don't fall asleep, otherwise you might slip on the Marquis. Springtime says, Bird of Prey, if Kuroga is good, then why is it under United Nations sanctions and an arms embargo, unlike Anti-Trekker? Welcome, Chief Cook. We are under no sanctions. We don't recognize the United Nations, however, so... Ducat's like, don't go spouting off your holier-than-thou Federation. He's like, your people were responsible for deaths of 78 people. The Bachnor. So now Sisko's saying he's sure they weren't carrying weapons to the Cardassians in the demilitarized zone. And Ducat says they could have rendezvous. Ducat saying they didn't go anywhere near the demilitarized zone. And Sisko says they could have rendezvoused with somebody else, the Leptians. He says, if the Bachnor were carrying weapons, I would have known. He says, on the lives of my children, I swear to you, it was not. And Sisko says, I didn't know you had children. And Ducat says 7. 8. He has 8, but he doesn't know it yet. Spoiler alert. Cardassians like to get busy, it seems. So the Vulcan needs the weapons, needs the materials by tonight, and she has the latinum. So Quark says, "Are you trustworthy?" She says, "I'm a Vulcan." He says, "Well, I'm sure it's all." Then he says, "Well, it wouldn't hurt to count." Quark says, "I was looking forward to I was trying to find more ways to show you how to mix business with pleasure." And she says, "Perhaps in the future. I do find you intriguing, Quark." So Ducat can stay in guest quarters. Cisco says he'll have security guard posted. Ducat says Starfleet security, if you don't mind. Some of the Bajoran guards are still around from the good old days. Carlos's bird of prey. Mamo Prey has swapped the spam for a new one, but Ciso Prey is ready for Sunday. Shh. Springtime says bird of prey. Is it DS9 a Federation space station? Because it's right now, it seems like a 70s international airport. No, it's not a Federation space station. It is a Bajoran station that is just being run by the Federation at their request, but it is subject to Bajoran law, not Federation. And we got a new subscriber, Eich Blunkmer. It was hard to see the name, but Qapla, welcome. If you're here, Qapla. If you're not here, also Qapla. Springtime says bird of prey. Quark has seen Enterprise. He has. He knows those shifty Vulcans. Carlos says bird of prey. Why would a Vulcan help the Maquis? Is it logical? Obviously it is, or she wouldn't be helping them. So Cisco's pretty pissed at Kira because the Federation, they have, it's pretty sure that Starfleet, that the Federation colonists were breaking the treaty. And Kira said, but I didn't. I lived with those Cardassians for 20 years. I know what they go through. I know what the Cardassians can't be trusted. Cardassians are garbage. So he says, so perhaps the Federation shouldn't keep their side of the bargain either. And Kira says, I can tell you one thing. Cardassians are the enemies, not your own colonists. And she says, if the Federation doesn't understand that, then you're even bigger idiots than I thought. She didn't say that. She didn't say bigger idiots. But that's what she meant. Anyway, the Starfleet officer who was guarding Ducat, somebody else came up and said, I was sent here to relieve you. And then the Vulcan did the little neck pinch. See, that's why they needed a Vulcan. And they've been asked to escort him to airport. They've been asked to escort him to airlock 11. Ducat says, is there a problem? He says, apparently there's been another bomb. It's been disarmed. And Ducat says, where's Commander Cisco? And the guy, now we got some more Maquis people. Sassy's stuck. Oh. Sassy thinks she's stuck. So he's now in the hands of the Maquis, but he punches, he even knocks down the Vulcan lady. He gets shot in the back with a Starfleet phaser on stun. And they drag him away. Oh, she's a Cuban Vulcan after all, says Hector. Two kidnappings and a ship exploding in a week. Odo says it's their own fault. He's been warning them. And Chief O'Brien says, what do you mean their fault? You're in charge of security. And Odo says, if you give me tools I needed, I'd have a safe station. He said, don't give me a Federation rule book and tell me things I can't do. Untie my hands before you blame me, O'Brien. And Dag's like, he wasn't blaming you. He's like, give me the right to have a curfew. Give me the right to have 50 more deputies. And Kira's like, that would be just like it was under the Cardassians. And Odo says, say what you want. It was safer then. So Cisco comes out pissed off. And says, how many ships left overnight? Only 2. The Vardesians went through the wormhole. Oh. And he's thinking these people want to take him through the wormhole, so they went through the demilitarized zone. Says check the ship's registry, make sure it's order, wants the chief to identify its warp signature. It was on a bearing 216, Mark 177. As it left sensor range, it was still heading to Farrington Prime. Phallus Prime. Send a message to Phallus Prime. If it shows up, he wants to know right away. So they're going to send a general transmission if it changes. And now Dax just found out that the registry was forged. So he's taking, who's going with him? They're just receiving a general, they're calling themselves the Maquis. Oh, I think she said Marquis. They're getting a transmission from somebody taking responsibility for the kidnapping. They're calling themselves the Marquis. She said it, not me. So, they're on their way to find this ship. So let us know if anybody else picks up the signature. The heading takes them into the Badlands. Oh, and Dr. Bashir's here. I don't think he had a line all episode. He just says Badlands. Sounds like the perfect place for a hideout. He says, what are you going to do if we catch up with them? He says, the Marquis are Federation colonists. He says, we're going to get Gul Dukat back by any means necessary. And Doctor's like, even if we have to fire our own people, and Cisco just gives them the look. Like, yeah, even if we got to fire on our own damn people. Springtime says the Federation is Space Cuba, and DS9 is a 70s airport with bad security. No wonder why this episode is happening. Dan23 says, Bird of Prey, does that phaser not set off Odo's security sensor? It should. She didn't, Bird of Prey. Kira said Maquis. Okay. Maquis. The newest fish dish. It's like Mahi Mahi, but with more K. Springtime says, Bird of Prey, jokes aside, you can really tell that this episode was before 9/11. FYI, I was born in 1983. Yeah, it is true. They said that they probably couldn't do half the episode. Well, they would have had to really do things different. Oh, and there it is. The big reveal. Cisco's good buddy is head of the Maquis, perhaps. He was the one hiding with everyone else. End of episode. So next week, part 2, which I look forward to. I actually look forward to quite a bit. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. But I do have to end the stream because Mamo Prey is hungry. And frankly, so am I. Vinny of Hermes says, Doggo Prey. Yes, that is Sassy, my beagle. She barks quite a bit. Actors is Bird of Prey. You have a week to practice Maquis. I will do my best. Carlo doesn't want to wait. I feel for you, Carlo. I will see you guys tomorrow at some point, probably in a video, maybe a stream. Qapla, guys. Good night and take care. Thank you so much for coming. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Birdo Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.